Hey guys, welcome to Coaching with Chris today. I'm pretty excited because Dawn and I have worked together for, oh my gosh, I think since '06. And she's an amazing originator. She's just a huge part of our culture and our team here in South Dakota. And she recently won a really, really cool award, #2 in the nation with Homes for Heroes. So we really want to dive into that. Look, I really feel like the theme for the rest of the year needs to say, how are we going to stay more live and how are we going to be more local into our markets? I think there's a lot of companies, out there really truly wanting to be this internet tape based business. And look, we know as originators, the more that we're interacting with our clients, the more that we're in face to face with them, the more that we're connected with them, the more groups, the more conversations we're having back out in our market, the more opportunities we're going to get. Now, if you haven't signed up for Mortgage Bootcamp, I think I got like 27 spots left, and then I'm full. I'm completely full. So I'm almost there. So cracking the code. I think I've got some of the best vendors, some of the best speakers in the country coming. Damon West, you're going to love this guy. You think you're having a bad day, spend 7 years in prison, get yourself back out, and then rebuild. What he has done is just short of it's amazing. And I think it's going to be uplifting to all of you as we've rolled through this and we're getting ready for this new market. I'm pretty excited. I'm watching the bond market. It's reacting in our way. Tomorrow should be a really good day, and we'll see what happens with that. I don't have that crystal ball, but then after that, we're going to be looking for jobs. And so I think jobs report, and then May 10th, that little, I think Barry is the one that's really, truly predicting that change. I actually don't know. I just sell whatever rate I got, and that's what I got for the day. But I think you're going to see a huge movement in rate. And so look for a really, really great summer. I think you're going to see a lot of buyers coming in. I think we're going to see some streamlines coming up. We've got some cool things, a new jumbo program that we're going to be hopefully implementing in the next couple months. I think you're going to love this new program, new to the industry, and some new things that be able to have some more opportunity for our consumers. We're continually grabbing more states into our bond program. Got California now. We're just waiting on a little on board with them. We're finishing up and working now on Colorado, and then we'll continue to move through and hopefully get more of those bond programs. Lastly, if you haven't signed up for our VIP program, listen, VIP program is your opportunity to be able to get my federal license. And so anything that you're not currently licensed in, you'll have the opportunity to have all those additional states. So if you haven't signed up for our VIP program, get with your account executive. They'll handle it all, get you all signed up, and then you don't have to give those deals away anymore. You'll be able to get paid on those deals. So Aaron, do we got Dawn? Have we located Dawn? Dawn is on. Dawn, welcome.
Thank you.
I was thinking about maybe a couple funny things to say, or what we have through all those years that we've worked with. And I was thinking about maybe back in the old days. I lost you for a second, Don. We lost you on camera. Do you remember the dartboard?
Oh, I remember the dartboard. Yes. Am I back yet, Chris?
Yep, you're back.
Okay, sorry. Yes, I remember the dartboard. I actually still love darts.
What?
I do. Like, if we're going to play a game, I'd rather play darts than golf.
Okay, cool. Well, just a little about the dartboard. We had this competition every day. We had the bracket went on the fridge. Dawn's office was right by the dartboard, yeah. So it was a little frustrating for Dawn. And then you'd go find the loan officer, whoever you had to play for the day, and then you move through the tournament. I don't know, maybe it was just a weird way to keep our minds sane as we were going through. That was probably 07, 08. Mm-hmm. We were dating.
The problem wasn't the dartboard. The problem was this noise.
Yeah.
You'd be on the phone, and then you just get to what you're thinking of, and you'd hear that noise, and then it would hit the thing. But
I'll cover that question really quick. Yes, we do both the Hometown Heroes and the bond program for Florida. Both are different. and you can get with your account executive to be able to walk through the difference of those two programs. So listen, I'm really excited to be able to have Dawn on. We're really working live and local. That is our big thing. I think Dawn does that as good as anybody, and she's had great success. And so as we work through this Homes for Heroes program, you know, how many years, by the way, how many years have you been tied to that program?
So the Homes for Heroes program that I'm a part of, I've been in, this is my 4th year. But how long have I wanted to be part of the program? It took me 10 years to get into it. They've changed it. But I kind of wanted to tell you, for starters, is it was a goal, and it took me a long time to even be able to get in there. And I didn't give up.
I didn't realize that you had fought that hard to get into that program for 10 years.
Yep. Originally, the way the program was set up is you had kind of like a zip code or an area that they assigned. And you literally had to wait for someone to retire or get out of their area for you to get one. So I would email them, like quarterly. Hey, any openings coming and where I can get into this area in South Dakota? And I'd get no. Well, they eventually either got sick of me. Chris has gotten sick of me, by the way, guys.
No.
I'm really good at not giving up. And finally, I caught that a loan officer had quit in the Madison, South Dakota area, not even where I'm at. And I messaged them. I'm like, I want their spot. And that is how I finally got in.
So
then,
for everybody that doesn't know, you know, what Homes for Heroes is, and obviously you knew about it. Obviously you really wanted into the program. Kind of maybe let's just give a little overview of what is Homes for Heroes.
So what Homes for Heroes is it's a give back program. And there are a lot of give back programs out there. The way this one works is you think nurse, you think firefighter, you think teacher, ambulance worker. And then of course, every class of veteran is who benefits from this program. On the lender side, $500. The title work at the title company, $125 to $150. The realtor, almost 1% of their commission.
Wow.
So you pile it all together, and those are those checks you'll see them hold at closings with the pictures. I saved this much money by using a Homes for Heroes sponsored lender, realtor, etc.
So obviously then they're providing all the branding material for the program, but are you picking the title company and the realtor, or are they matching it up?
So to backtrack why I wanted to do it to begin with, I was raised by teachers and have a big heart for teachers. You know, they don't make a lot and they give a lot. So that was what started why I wanted to be in this program. And then as I learned more about it, I decided if I ever get in there, I'm going to pair strategically when I pair, because to really make it work, you want a realtor who will help your business. So I had a realtor I'd already been working with that was a veteran himself and had a whole team of veterans. And his wife was a teacher. So I'm like, okay, we're hitting groups right and left in there that will benefit from this program. And that's where I started. Locally, my title companies have been very friendly to it. I'm sure every area is a little bit different. You may need to find who would be in your area. You pay to be part of this. Like I pay not quite $2,000 a year to be part of it, on top of what I give.
Okay.
So, but it's worth it.
So you picked the realtor. I mean, literally, you picked the perfect realtor. He was a veteran. His wife's a school teacher. This was the two markets that you really, truly wanted to work. He's passionate about it. You're passionate about it. So it became this good partnership. Now you've got in. Now you've got. Are you only working that area, or once you're in, you can work wherever you want?
That's the beauty of it. So my territory is Madison, South Dakota. I'm supposed to get up there and do something every once in a while, but I can do anywhere. If anybody asks me for Homes for Heroes, wherever they are, I can do it.
Cool.
They're really pretty loose with it as long as we play nice with each other. So, you know, if I have someone else working with another Homes for Heroes lender, I respect that. But other than that, they've been really flexible.
Nice. So now you've got your team picked.
Yep.
And what was your what was the next step
Yep.
that you did to be able to really kick this off or start to be able to generate leads?
So the first thing we did, we went on the road. So, for example, we went to nursing homes. I'm not looking for people that are going to buy houses in nursing homes, but guess what? Their staff were what we were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the small towns. So, you know, a lot of you don't know South Dakota, but think Freeman, think Salem, think Marion. Stopped at the hospitals, stopped at the schools. And we just talked to people. I remember we went to this barber shop that, you know, when the bald guy wants the razor on the head, Chris.
Oh, I do know that guy.
They don't do those everywhere anymore. And we just went on the road to tell people about it. The veteran I picked, when he wasn't a realtor, he was also a recruiter for the military. So all I can say is if you do this program, you have to pick so smartly if you get to pick a realtor partner, because you are tied together, you know.
Didn't you go to armories or and were you doing a presentation? Were you just doing pop buys or like how are you doing that?
Oh, we've done everything. We've done like pancake feeds where we've had a booth. Veterans are big on community involvement, or like if one of their members has cancer, they'll do a dinner, or they'll, you know, we've done a little bit of everything that way. At the schools, we've dropped off treats for the teachers. You know, I try not to just do food for the teachers. I try to think of things they could use for their classrooms. You know, Chris, your sister's a teacher. You know what their budgets are like. My sister teaches music. She's always coming up with stuff that she can't have in her classroom because the school can't afford it. Like, what can we do where they go into the lounge and they're like, hey, somebody gets us. So be intentional with what you bring. And I'm cheap, so I'm also smart on my budget.
I know. Well, I think you're very smart with your budget. I wouldn't call you cheap. But so like last year would be a great example. How many Homes for Heroes loans did you do?
So last year, 2022, I did 135 plus 19. So 154.
154 loans you got with a $2,000 investment into Homes for Heroes. And you worked one-on-one with that realtor through all those transactions and probably his team.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. It was his team, because on his team I think I have 5 right now, realtors. There was a 6th one. She broke off and she still does Homes for Heroes with me. She's just not with him.
Okay.
So 6 total agents.
Where do you feel like, I'm like, okay, this is real numbers. These are real transactions. What do you feel if I'm going to get into Homes for Heroes today and I'm starting fresh? What advice would you give me of how to get this thing going? I know I got to pick the right realtor because we kind of talked about that, but now I got to implement it and I got to go get leads. Homes for Heroes, they don't provide you leads, right? Or do they?
Well, they're kind of like a Zillow lead.
Okay.
This is a relationship-based business, and you're not going to build a relationship probably from what they're going to give you. I've had 3 from Homes for Heroes in the last month. They don't answer voicemails. They don't call back. I got an app on one of the 3. Credit was shot. You know, that's not where my leads are coming from. They will tell you when you sign up that they will give you leads. And technically they do, but they don't work. What you're looking for here is, you know, you help a hero and then you say, tell your friends about me, just like you do any other client. But everybody's always wondering, what can I get for working with you? This is just a little bit of the answer of what can you get on top of everything else you give them.
Right. And this is real money. I mean, 1% off for the realtor. You're kicking in 500. Title company's kicking in between 125 and 150. Is there any other benefits that Homes for Heroes does or value?
Yeah. The realtors, they also get like a check back. If you have a Costco card, you'll get this analogy. At the end of the year, Costco gives you a rebate for everything you've charged with them. I would say it's similar to that. At the end of the year, Homes for Heroes gives the realtors back a benefit check as a percentage of everything they did with them.
Oh, wow.
We as lenders don't get that because our in is smaller. The title company doesn't either.
So if I pick the realtor, Dawn, if I
Mhm.
pick the realtor, does the realtor pay in to be a member of Homes for Heroes just like you, or is it just you paying in?
No, they pay, and I think they might pay a little more than we do.
Okay.
So the realtor's bill is settled two ways with Homes for Heroes. Um, on the sale side, if they're selling their house, it's taken, the credit's given right on the settlement statement. On the buy side, if the customer's buying, the realtor has to mail the money into Homes for Heroes, who then processes the money and mails it directly to the customer.
Okay.
So I think they're charged more because there's more handling with it to make sure it's all processed correctly.
So
On the
I'm not actually disclosing the credit to the new buyer. I'm disclosing the credit to Homes for Heroes.
on my side, as a banker, as a lender, I disclose the $500 Homes for Heroes credit, but I do not disclose any of the realtor money.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Because
I'm
you know
not
how
sure.
science is, if we miss there, it'd be a problem.
I'm sure. Yes. How do I market this the best if I'm a rookie wanting to do this, Don? What advice would you give me if I'm fresh, I'm starting out, I've got
Yep.
I got my realtor. What do I do?
So first of all, I'd research. You can go right on the Homes for Heroes website and see who's doing it in your area. Because you should always know your competition. Because if you're saturated for Homes for Heroes, maybe it's not for you. But there's a lot of areas that haven't even been touched in the country. So first start by checking what do you have, and then call them and double check the facts for how it works. Their website is full of marketing materials for you. So you'll just be able to print the flyers and go once you get going. I like Abby at Homes for Heroes. That's the one I talk to a lot. And I can get that phone number to Julie when we're done.
Oh, so we can share it with everybody
Yep.
so they'd have a contact.
Yep. And I'll show you well, these will probably be hard to see, but I get trophies from them. Like this one says, I've served in 2022. I was a Sapphire member, which probably means I more than 250. I don't know.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of these little circle awards up here. People ask about them when they come in, right?
Right. What one of the questions was, how do I give the 500 on a CD as a credit? You're just basically telling your processor to apply for that credit. As Windsor, if you're working with Windsor, just work with your account manager and closer, and they'll be able to put that on as a credit if you're signed up for Windsor. Of course, that credit is coming from you, not Windsor, because you're the one that is the Homes for Heroes program, and you're the one signed up with them. So you're actually giving the credit on that CD, and we can be able to facilitate that. Marketing wise, what does Homes for Heroes provide for you so you can continue to be able to advertise and work that market? And do you do any type of social or any type of advertising for Homes for Heroes?
So they provide way more than I use. Let's be honest, right? Just
Okay.
like every other toolbox, there's all these tools in there, and you use the one tool you're comfortable with. But
Yeah.
they have all types of marketing things on their website. You get this big plastic check you can take with you to closing to hold for the picture. And then, you can market that on Facebook. They have, there's a Facebook page thing that gives you ideas of what other people are doing. I mean, the best ideas are copied. You see someone else do it and you're like, hey, I could do that and make it better. They share everything, kind of like Chris shares with everybody, and you run with it.
Cool. Let's switch gears a little bit. I'm first of all, congratulations of your success with Homes for Heroes. That not only is I can just tell a huge passion of yours, but also what a great way to build a relationship with a realtor was through that program. And you both have had amazing success on that. But, this whole month, I should say last month, we really worked on knowing your numbers and really working on your numbers. And you started to, really dive into that, knowing your numbers in the very beginning of March. Well, maybe even we could go back even a titch more is that, what numbers did you start to really know your numbers? And I'm going to kind of transition everybody into this is because I want to give you a little bit more and be able to have this discussion with Dawn, because I think she did some really cool things that you could actually go out and copy. But what were some things that were going through your head as we walked through that exercise of knowing your numbers?
So the first thing that always goes through my mind is I'm running a business. I have a team. What number keeps the lights on? Meaning, what's the minimum number where I can pay my team, hopefully pay my own mortgage, right? Save a
Right.
little. So the first thing that's always in my mind is what is the least acceptable number for us to close and not feel like I got a big L on my head.
Okay.
That's
So
where I always
your
start.
first number is you're like, okay, at a minimum, I have to close this amount of loans.
Right. Right.
Okay.
And for me, it's a dollar amount. I just know our team has to close 5.5 million.
Okay.
My number. So,
Yep.
and win or lose, right?
Right.
And
So then you
then,
look at 5.5
yep, and then I
and-
back it down.
and you back it all the way back. So how
Yep.
do you back it all the way back into your mind?
Yep. So 25 applications a week.
Yep.
10 purchase agreements received.
Okay.
And the hard one, 10 CCRs.
So
And-
for everybody that doesn't know what a CCR, Don, explain to them what a CCR is.
So a CCR is a current customer referral, meaning someone that has not closed yet and is in process refers someone to you. They're unicorns. Like, you work really, really hard to get those. And we had 4 last month. And
Okay.
my team was proud. And I said, but we're supposed to have 10. 10 is what we need.
So you said you need 25 leads every week, right?
No, I said 25 applications.
Okay, so 25 applications.
That's
If-
a different, yeah.
If the totally different number. So applications means full credit,
Mhm.
and you've collect documents, or what do you consider to be an application?
Application is full 1003. You give them the homework list. I mean, if they're a credit denial, they're probably not going to give you their pay stubs and everything, but
Right,
it's all
right.
requested and hopefully it comes back.
Okay.
And
And what happens if you're not getting close to your number throughout the week? As you're tracking it with your team, you're meeting every week or every day. Like,
Mhm.
what happens to your team, say Wednesday, and you
Yep.
feel like you're off?
so right now we have 7. I was counting. I'm at 7. And I know unless we're like at 12 by the end of today, I really have to hit it tomorrow. Wednesday is my marketing day. So Wednesday's the day I'm hitting the phones. I'm in the face-to-faces. I go to referral group. And it seems like when I generate all that activity, then we'll see the rest of the apps come in Thursday and Friday. But every day it has to be watched. It's visual on my board. I have a big white erase board in my office. We track it every morning in our meeting. Where are we at? What do we have?
So not only that are you concentrating on your numbers, but your team is concentrating on those same numbers as well, right? Do you think
Yeah.
they feel pressure when you're not getting it, or your team's not getting to that number that you want to be?
I think some feel it more than others.
Mm-hmm. That's probably pretty fair.
Yeah.
Go back to Wednesday.
Yep.
I think you've been doing this for a few years now. Explain to everyone, you basically are out of the office all day Wednesday.
Mhm.
Everybody knows it. And
Yep.
that is your day. That is your day to be out live and in the local market and meetings. Like, walk me through a typical Wednesday for you.
So I consume about 3 times the calories I should on a Wednesday because
Okay.
I have a breakfast meeting every Wednesday. I have a lunch meeting every Wednesday, and I for sure have 1 coffee, if not 2, because that is the face-to-face time with referral partners more so than new clients, if that makes sense. And I schedule them ahead of time. So I don't go into Wednesday morning not knowing what I'm doing, right? That should be filled up by the time I get to work on Monday, if not the Friday before.
Okay.
And I have 2 realtors. I do every other week we have a standing meeting, and it's Wednesday breakfast. So I just rotate them.
Okay.
And that's the way I do that because I've learned, like, if they don't really like schedules, but if I do a schedule, it works better. Maybe they cancel once every 4 times instead of, there's a lot of cancellations.
So you're doing a breakfast, you're doing a lunch. I
Yep.
think you do it at the same restaurant, or you said you have like two of your
Yep.
go-tos, right? And
Yep.
then you're doing
Yep.
some coffees, and then are you making all your additional calls on Wednesday, or what do you do to fill in the blanks?
So the calls are more like database people you're trying to convert into actually doing their pre-qual type calls. Um, it's not going over new apps. It's
Okay.
lead generation.
Yep.
If Chris gives us some horrible assignment, I might do that on a Wednesday.
Yeah. That was probably the hardest assignment ever. So for you guys, we're going to be rolling out for all of our Windsor customers the 200 voicemail challenge. Don's already done it. Don, what was the hardest part about so 2 weeks, 200 voicemails? It was extremely hard. It was it was just hard to even hit it.
Mhm.
Uh, Walk us through your journey of those 2 weeks doing that.
So here's the problem. The challenge was leave a impactful voicemail for them. So I needed to tell them something I remembered, a way they had impacted my life, something I saw them do special, just something neat. But they kept answering the phone. So I couldn't get the voicemail part in. And I did not make 200. I got to 83 and I told him he better extend it
Yeah.
for like a year maybe. So I can because it's hard. It was the hardest assignment I think we've ever done.
Oh, I totally agree. Look, just think you left 83 honored, grateful voicemails. What was the fruit that you felt after you've left that 83 in only probably a week now? It's been a week. So it's been a little bit of a short span since you've left these voicemails, but any fruit from it?
Well, I think we forget so much because we are running in 100 directions all the time. And it made me intentionally think about the person and something about them. So, your phone's always ringing, you're answering it. You don't really stop to think about the relationship. And it made me think about them, which was important.
I love that. And I love that that is your heart.
Yep.
I know that you deeply care for your database. I know you deeply care for your referral partners. So we covered, a few things. Number one, talking about your numbers and how your team's dialed in. We talked about the 200 voicemails and how hard it was. And we're going to be running that out as our Windsor challenge to all of you guys. And we also talked about Homes for Heroes. I knew you closed a lot of loans with Homes for Heroes. I didn't realize it was actually that many from just that one little particular program. But if I'm a loan officer today, Don, and I'm needing more leads, I need more opportunities. What would be one, two, or three things that I should go implement and start today, tomorrow, to be able to get more leads and kind of like, I should say, spark my business?
The number one thing I see people do wrong is not like treat that client in front of you like a fragile egg and just make them feel valued, because you're going to go back to them time and time again. And I see this with realtors a lot where they don't want to call their database, and it's probably because they know something went wrong. So right now, when it's so hard, I mean, they're like a fragile egg, and we got to take care of them all the way through and just love on them, whether it's a note, whatever you can do. So whether you have just a few people or a lot of people, we have to remember that. If I have a good appointment, I need to write a thank you the minute the appointment's over. Otherwise, I don't do it. I mean, I really just don't get it done.
So number one, treat them like a fragile egg. Number two?
Yep. Number two is you don't need 100 relationships. You need a few really solid ones to start, and then you can add. Because there are two different types of referrals that people give you. A realtor can say, hey, I've got like 6 lenders. You could call any of them. Or the realtor can say, you should call Dawn. She takes care of me. She's helped me on every home loan. I totally trust her. She will treat you like family. And they give one phone number. That's the partner I want.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That is definitely the best way to get referred in. And, we talked about it today in our little sales meeting is that, look, guys, don't rush the app. Like spend 5 minutes to be able to really, truly get to know your customer. Find out what's the most important thing to them. Find out what's the most important thing in the new home that they want. And even understanding what sparked the interest of them to start looking for a different house or finally become a first-time home buyer. I think that will totally be something that you can rely back into as you're going to be working through that mortgage transaction. Don, any final words that you want to leave us with today?
I would say look at who's hurting. Right now, I think the industry that's hurting are my insurance agents that I work with, because they're dealing with a lot of customer complaints about rates going up, everything else. If they see us being supportive and someone calls in with a complaint, they're going to say, hey, why don't you call Dawn and have her look at your interest rate too? Anything we can do to support them, because they're dealing with what we've been dealing with interest rates now.
Shopping.
A lot of it.
That's a good point. Thank you, Don. As always, this was fun, and it was awesome to be able to see your success in Homes for Heroes and your success. The 5.5 million, that's her team deal. That's what she has to hit every month. And look, if you are wanting more information or anything, I think we owe us a number that Julie will make sure we get out shared of Abby's number within Homes for Heroes, and then they can check your area and see where they can get it. But I'm telling you, I talked to Dawn about this over the past. She would highly recommend, if you're wanting to be involved in a program like this, Homes for Heroes could be the right program for you. See ya.
Thank you.